Welcome back, everybody. Um, Still going. I'm trying to make as much videos as I could initially in one day, right? Because I would like to post this out as soon as I could to, allow for people, especially for students, to start early, or even people who are repeating in January or June next year, to be able, or who write it in June next year, to be able to start this early and get quadratics over it. Is one of those topics that people tend to be very afraid of, right? Because the word quadratic sounds so scary on top of that too, right? So today, what we want to do, we want to jump back into factorizing and go into factorizing a quadratic expression, right? So I have looked for a number of videos to give to my students, and this is actually what spurred me to do this video series to begin with, is that I looked for videos online as well to give my students to give some extra practice, but a lot of the videos weren't really um, in the same vein in which I would teach my students factorizing or quadratic. So I decided to make my own, and hopefully, this could help some other teachers as well too, if they think that my method is up to their standard as well. So first, I will do an example. I'll show you how to do it, and then I will break down each one of these steps according to how it was done, right? So let's say we are asked to factorize 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Now, your first step should always be to rewrite your quadratic in order, right? Because that makes it a lot easier to work with. Now, this is already in order, x squared term x and term independent of x. Right? Independent means x is not attached to it, right? Although there is a x here, x to the power 0, but we're not going to get into that, right? So, your next step now should be to be able to identify the coefficients A, B, and C. Now, if you're not sure about it, feel free to go back to the last video that I did. During that video, I called it session 7, but that was really session 8, which is what is a quadratic. And you will learn how to identify these numbers. So A is 2, B is equal to 5, and C is equal to 3. Yeah? So now, let me show you a nice easy technique. Now this here, what we want to do, we want to break this up into 4 terms, right? Because if you go back to 2 videos ago in the real session 7, you will see how we factorize a 4-term quadratic. Now we want to be able to break this up into 2 terms. So in total, we'll have 4 terms. But check how we're doing that. We are looking for two numbers when multiply give us 2 by 3 is 6. And when added, give us this middle number here, 5, right? So we have to think it through. So a lot of teachers take the addition first and then the multiplication, but I prefer to do multiplication first, and I'll show you why. So check the nice process here. So I'll take my time and go through this process with you all. So look at your factors of 6, right? Your factors of 6 are numbers which multiply to give you 6. So you could do this in your mind, or you could do it written like this here. So 1 by 6, right? You can't really add that too much to give you 5. What about 2 and 3? Although there is a way to add 1 and 6 to give you 5. But in this case, 2 and 3 may work better because 2 plus 3 is 5 and 2 by 3 is 6. Now, just to clarify where this 6 came from, you multiply the two outside numbers. Good? So check what we do with those numbers now. We are taking these two numbers and breaking up 5x into these two numbers. So it becomes 2x squared. It doesn't matter which one you put first. You can put 3x first, or you can put 2x first. So 2x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 3. 2x plus 3x is 5x. And now this is one of the 4-term factorization by grouping that we did before for the last 2, maybe 3 sessions. So from these first 2 terms, I could withdraw my 2x. 2x squared divided by 2x is x. 2x divided by 2x is 1. And then from these 2 terms now, we could factorize 3. 3x divided by 3 is x, plus 3 divided by 3 is 1. And now lastly, we have this x plus 1 in common. So when I pull out those two common terms, you end up with just the 2x and plus 3 inside there. and those are your steps. Right? So the steps are very, very, very straightforward. You could pause the video and come up with the steps on your own, but I will still lay out the steps here for you all. So the first step, as I said, is arrange in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, because sometimes it comes out of order, right? The second one now is to identify a, b, and c. Those are the coefficients, the number that the squared term is multiplied by, the number that the variable whose power is 1 is multiplied by, and the term independent of x is c. Now number 3, and this is one of the crucial parts here. Find two numbers when multiplied, when they are multiplied, their result is a by c, whatever a by c is, and when they are added, their result is whatever b is. Right? And I know it seems a little bit complicated, especially if it's the first time you're seeing it, or it's the first time you genuinely started to practice it, but you will get there. I promise you. Right? Your next step now is to split up. Now, this is not a mathematical term, of course, right? But I'll put that in inverted commas. So split up bx, that's this term here, into the two numbers found in step 3. Into the two numbers found in step 3. Step 5 now is to factorize the pairs, or factorize by grouping, right? And that's it. You factorize by grouping completely, right? So these are your steps. You can always pause it, copy down the steps in the notes if you want, right? And you can make notes out of all my videos. I didn't mention that before, but by all means, feel free to make notes of all my videos. I am very happy, and I would be honored for you all to be able to make notes out of my videos. So let's say they ask us to factorize, and the question might come, and they will tell you to factorize completely, right? So that means to get straight down to here, 1. Let's go with 3m squared plus, let's have to think about these numbers a little bit, 8 and 14m. Good. These questions are making them up on the go, so I just want to check and make sure that they're working out fine, right? This one should work out. So it is arranged already in the order, so you don't really need to do step 1. So you can jump straight to step 2. We are looking for two numbers when multiplied give us a by c. So when they multiply, they have to give you 24, but when they add, they have to give you 14, right? So a little tip in this step, don't worry about the signs in front here, right? They are both positive, so you don't have to worry about it right now. So you go through your factors of 24, right? 1 by 24, that can't add to give you 14. You go again, 2 and 12. 2 plus 12 will give us 14, so that's going to work. So 2 plus 12 is 14, and 2 by 12 is 24. Don't just put the first two numbers you get inside here. Test to make sure that they also multiply to give you back this number. Our third step now is to break up this term, the term whose power is 1, into these two numbers. So what we will get is 3m squared. It don't matter which one comes first. You can put the 2m first, or you can put the 12m first. It really don't matter. You will end up with the same answer eventually. So you now factorize by grouping. And now m could divide both of these terms. So 3m squared divided by m is 3m, plus 2m divided by m is 2. 12 and 8 could both be divided by 4. 12m divided by 4 is 3m. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then we factorize completely by taking out the common terms in brackets. 3m plus 2 into what remains outside the brackets is m plus 4. Done. Check how nice and easy that is, right? It's ridiculously easy, and we're going to be doing I might have time for about 3 examples here, and in the next video we'll do some more examples, right? And then you have your practice videos that you could look at as well, right? So let's go again. Let's go with 5p squared minus um with 12 and 28p. Good. So we are looking for two numbers when, so this is already an order squared term. The variable whose power is 1 and the constant ax squared plus bx plus c. So again, you could identify a, b, and c. I forgot to do that here, right? But a is 5, b is negative 28, and c is negative 12. So we are looking for two numbers when multiplied give us a by c. 5 by negative 12 is negative 60. And when they are added together, give negative 28. Now, a nice tip for this section here, let me slow down. You ignore the negative signs. Don't pay any attention to them, right? Don't rub them off it, but ignore them, right? Now check what we're doing. You think about numbers that multiply to give you 60. 1 by 60. Think about them in pairs like this. That can't work. That can't add or subtract to give us 28. What about 2 and 30? We pause. Could 2 and 30 add or subtract to give us negative 28? We know 30 take away 2 is 20. 30 take away 2, so 30 minus 2 is 28. But we want negative 28. So all we have to do is switch that around to negative 30. So 2, so technically this is 2 plus negative 30 is negative 28, and 2 by negative 30 is negative 60. Feel free to pause the video, review, and go back over that example if you want. Right now, the next step is break up minus 28p into these two numbers. So 5p squared, it don't matter which one comes first. I'll put the negative 30 first just to show you that it don't matter. Negative 30p plus 2p minus 12. Yeah? And now you factorize by grouping. 5 could divide 30, p could divide both p and p squared. So 5p into 5p squared divided by 5p is p. 30p divided by 5p is 6 plus. I could divide both of these by 2. 2p divided by 2 is p minus 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. So now you have the same p minus 6 in brackets. So we can now withdraw that p minus 6 and we are left with 5p plus 2. Right? For any of these examples, remember this is a video. You all don't have to follow the video straight down to the end, or you could stop, or you could pause, or you could review, right? Take your time and go through the questions, right? I am here for you in this video, and I am here for you in the comment section, right? Let's go with number 3. Let's go with 3m, we use m already, 3y squared plus minus 12 5y, right? So we are looking for two numbers. Well, first of all, we have to identify a, b, and c. So a is 3, b is 5, and c is negative 12. So we're looking for two numbers when multiplied, their result is 3 by negative 12, which is negative 36, and when added is b, which is 5. Yeah, so those are your steps. So again, you ignore the negative sign. Think about 36. 1 by 36 can't add to give you 5. 2 by 18 can't add or subtract to give you 5. 3 by 12 can't add or subtract to give you 5. What about 4? 4 by 9 is 36, but 9 and 4 could do something to give you 5. We know that 9 take away 4 is 5, and 9 by minus 4 is equal to negative 36. So that's your two numbers. Now you split up your middle term into those two numbers. 3y squared plus 9y minus 4y minus 12. You do your factorization. You can take out 3y from both of them into y plus 3 minus 4 into minus 4y divided by minus 4 is y plus 3. And then lastly, you could factor out your y plus 3, and this will give us y plus 3 into 3y minus 4. Right, so that brings us down to the end of this video into how to factorize a quadratic. We will be coming back right here in the next video, so feel free to go straight across to the next video now. And if not, until I see you in the next video, take care and stay safe, everyone.